Burn Line Podcast. The burn line on a well-crafted cigar is straight and sharp as a razor, much like our wit and wisdom. And what is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, over the age of 21. You are listening to Burn Line Podcast, coming to you not live from the Hot Box, the smoky back room where deals are struck and fortunes are made, adjacent to the Phoenix Room, nestled amongst the complex of rooms that comprise Tobacco on Main Street, Westminster, Maryland, USA. I'm Johnny Midas.
I'm El Fumo.
And we smoke cigars.
Yes.
And today we are smoking the Oz Family Cigars Karatoba, the latest offering from Oz Family Cigars. And we'll talk a little bit about Oz Family Cigars versus Ozgener versus CAO.
I know, dude.
Right? Like,
damn it.
So,
it's one of them
yeah,
deals.
if you're confused or whatever, we will unconfuse you.
Yes, we've talked about this before a couple of times.
A couple of times, yeah. Yeah. So, and we are also going to dip into this bottle of Doc Holliday 11yr single barrel. That is expensive, it is rare, it is hard to find, and it is fucking strong. 115 or 16 proof, barrel proof. And so we're not going to get into it right away. I want to, that's going to shock my palate pretty good. I want to get a good flavor from this cigar first. And then we'll get drunk later.
Yeah.
I've also got a giveaway for you later in the show, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, we need to get rolling.
Yeah. I guess I wasn't just that drunk. That's not the line.
I have not yet begun to defile myself. And of course, Tom Cannon, proprietor, is joining us today. Say hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom. All right, so we always admire the cigar first. I will take off my crowd pleasers. The footband, super cool because it actually looks like a ribbon. It looks like a lava rock ribbon. Lava rock ribbon. It's a fucking tongue twister. But it's the color of lava rock, to be honest with you. A little, or almost fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh lava rock. But it's paper. And
built-in UPC?
Built-in UPC. Comes off incredibly easy. Just a little bit of your fruit pectin vegetable gel there.
There we go.
Holding it on. Nice mottled, veiny wrapper. Lots of different colors. I love that it's not dyed or artificially enhanced.
Right.
No issues. Like, the construction looks top notch. And it is a soft box pressed Robusto 5x52 that we're smoking. It does come in multiple vitolas.
Yeah.
I like this vitola for the show.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm being honest, it's my favorite vitola. Like, Robusto or Corona. It's just me.
Yep.
But we get to smoke it down pretty good on the show. I like it for that. So let's get this puppy cut and lit. I do like the band. You notice the Karatoba is like a red gold. And the Oz is like a red gold. And the rest of the gold is like a different color gold.
Yeah, I see that.
You can't really tell until you move it around in the light. It's like shiny versus matte almost.
Yeah.
Let's get this puppy cut. I've got my Craftsman's Bench open-ended dual blade guillotine cutter. And same. We are matching. Mine's cooler. Dibs. All right. The official cutting is brought to you by Lord Baltimore Distributors. The official cutting is brought to you by Lord Baltimore Distributors. Featuring proprietary blends available nowhere else, Lord Baltimore Distributors are meticulously crafted boutique cigars made in small batches for every palate. Lord Baltimore Distributors, when only the best will do. And as always, we remind you to clip that cigar with authority. No limp-wristed cutting allowed.
That's serious.
I did something cool this weekend. I got a white napkin.
Okay.
And I was outside enjoying a smoke, but I had just done some yard work.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that couldn't tell on the show, watching the show, I got some really fucked up poison ivy from that. And I didn't want to touch my cigar.
Okay.
In case I had touched poison ivy.
I see.
And next thing you know, I am just roasted again. So I didn't tap it out on the back of my hand. I tapped it out on this white napkin. And you could see every little speck of tobacco. It was fucking awesome. And reminded me again of why we do that. So if you don't do the hand job after you clip your cigar, I'd recommend you try it. Particularly on spicier or stronger cigars. Because if you get those little flecks on your tongue, it does affect your palate. And then there's also the thing.
Oh, yeah.
So. All right, that is a good cut. It is time to light up. And I am lighting up with my ST DuPont Double Flame Flat Flame Gold Plated Johnny Midas lighter. And you are lighting up with your ST DuPont. All right. Cheers. Yep. So welcome to the club. You officially belong on Burnline now.
Yeah.
Let's get these fine cigars lit up with these fine lighters. The official lighting brought to you by 2C Premium Coffee. The official lighting is brought to you by 2C Premium Coffee. Keep your day fueled with delicious coffee from 2C Premium Coffee. Featuring select beans from Bali, Kenya, Ethiopia, and around the world, 2C Premium utilizes continual roasting, so you are always getting a truly fresh cup of premium coffee. 2C Premium Coffee, morning made us.
That AC is normally not on. I'm not complaining though. It's nice and cold.
Yeah, it's very temperate in here. Feels wonderful. Here in the Phoenix room. No wait,
It doesn't feel like
we're in
Phoenix.
the hot box,
Right.
which is in the Phoenix room.
Not in Phoenix.
Somebody left a comment on our YouTube that like he said hot box. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, listen to the show. You can hear a lot more shit than that. I can't believe that got your attention.
You said worse. Mom, I hope you're not listening.
Wait till we get into the Doc Holliday and I start talking about the smoking cigars in lingerie contest in South Carolina
What?
that I won. Yeah, you gotta get me drunk first. Well, I mean, you want to talk about a fucking epic event. That was the best event I've ever been a part of. But the rule was you had to wear panties and bra. You could wear, like, stockings or whatever else you wanted. But you had to wear panties and bra.
That doesn't sound exciting, Tom.
Sounds like a niche audience to me.
Except the grand prize winner, new Chevrolet Corvette. There was a lot of participants. It was pretty fun. But you don't get to hear that story
That's fine.
until I'm drunk. All right, so we are lit up and rolling. This is the Oz Family Cigars Karatoba, the newest edition. We are smoking the 5x52 Robusto. Now, they call it the K52, and I don't know exactly where they came up with their sizes, except the number represents the ring gauge. So, like, the K50 is a 50 ring gauge, etc., etc. Although I think the K50 might be longer than this one. I think it might be like a 5 3/4. I don't know. But anyway, the MSRP is $13. The wrapper is Sumatra. The binder is Nicaragua. The filler is Nicaraguan and Dominican Republic. So we're a little bit more than an eighth in. Initial tasting notes, El Fumo.
Interesting stuff. So, a little bit of leather right off the bat. Some, like, very faint back end of the full, like, of the flavor, like, earth. Like, right at the back end. And it's there, and then it's gone. Like, it's instant.
So, first of all, nice draw.
Yep.
On the firm side, which I think, you know, I have very particular tastes here. I think I would like it a wee bit tighter.
Okay.
Right? But I like a firm draw. I like an authoritative draw. I think for most people, this is just about a perfect draw.
Yeah.
Great smoke output. You know, I'm not like, we're not choking in wreaths of smoke, but I don't need to double puff it to get a good mouthful of smoke to taste.
There's a slight acrid in the back of the palate if you hold it in your mouth. I wouldn't say spicy. It's more like a critted tea.
I haven't got there yet, but we'll see. I will say though, the secondhand smoke on this cigar is really kind of foul.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but it smells like when you burn weeds out of your garden.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the secondhand smells like. So fair warning.
Yeah. By the way, they're dealers.
Yeah. So the K50 is a 6.5 by 50. The K55 is a 5.5 by 55, and the K60 is a 6 by 60, which is a Gordo. So I don't know what the K means.
Probably just Karatoba.
Karatoba. But the number tells you the ring gauge. It does not tell you the length. So the K50 is an inch and a half longer than this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big fucking
Yeah, it is.
cigar. So I would say off the bat, first of all, the smoke tastes, not feels, it tastes cool.
Yeah.
It is wood forward for sure. I see what you mean about it's. I don't know if I would call it acrid. It is a little harsh on the back of the throat, tonsils area. It is. There is a sweet and savory in there. So the sweet is really adjacent to the wood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not sweet like, oh, sugar. But,
Right.
you know what it reminds me of? The coolness, the wood, and the sweet together reminds me of maple. And I'm wondering if it's going to turn into maple syrup. If it gets sweeter, I think it will. But there's also a savory, which that's really hard to peg down. It reminds me of like beef stew. So I'm hoping that in the next inch or so, we'll really pick up a meaty beef flavor. And I think that might come out. So you know how we'll talk about baking spices?
Yeah.
Usually those are associated with like, I don't know, baking stuff for the holidays. You're talking about like cinnamon, maybe cardamom, maybe cloves, maybe allspice, stuff like that. This part of the spice rack this is coming out of is like what you would flavor stews and soups with. And call me crazy, but there is a little bit of a tomato flavor in there, and it's related to that harshness you were talking about. Really reminds me of the astringency that you get in Deadly Nightshades, like if you had a tomato or an eggplant. Very interesting, I'll say that. Really interesting flavor so far.
Not exactly sweet, like as a sugary sweet, but like a sweet red sauce.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
a little bit.
Tomato.
Gravy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we call it gravy. That is really interesting. It's a little bit sweeter than like marinara sauce or something. But interesting. So I'm putting the strength at a 6 right now.
Yeah,
6.5?
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. And then I would say that the body, we say light, medium, and full bodied. And that has to do with like the texture of the smoke in your mouth.
Yeah.
I would say this is mid-full.
Mid-full, yeah.
There's a good smoke presence. It's not quite like thick and chewy, like a true full body, but it's close.
You definitely get enough in each puff, though.
You do, yeah. So a little bit about this cigar. First of all, the name Karatoba is a portmanteau of Kara, the Turkish word for black, and Toba, a reference to Lake Toba, which is the largest volcanic lake in the world, and also happens to be in Indonesia, where the Sumatra tobacco came from for the wrapper. So Sumatra is a region in Indonesia, but in the old colonial days, Sumatra was the name of the big island. So Indonesia is a bunch of islands. So Indonesian tobacco from Indonesia, Sumatran tobacco from Indonesia. Is Sumatran tobacco from Sumatra in Indonesia? No, not necessarily. We'll do an episode on Indonesia. The tobacco growing there is really interesting.
Yep.
And also, if you're not in the industry, zero visibility to the supply chain. If you're in the industry, you have some visibility to your supply chain, but not much else.
Dude, I'm getting a meaty component out of this now.
Oh, this is gonna turn into fucking beef stew with like with a tomato based.
It's a weird cigar.
It is a weird cigar.
Not in a shitty way. But
No,
just
no,
weird.
not in a shitty way, but it is weird. It's definitely different, and also, the only thing I'll say is like you're right. Like it's turned into beef stew, tomato based beef stew. There's even like a little pesto flavor almost, like those kinds of spice. But at the same time, there's this sweet component that kind of clashes with that other flavor. It's a great sweetness, but
I'm trying to.
Here's what I think. I think the Sumatra wrapper is fighting the Nicaraguan binder and filler components, and I think the Dominican is adding like so. I think if you took the wrapper off, you'd have the beef stew, and the wrapper adds that odd sweet component. That's what I think. So this is a fun one to pick out different flavors on. I think it's already complex. Like we haven't even transitioned thirds yet, and I'd already call it complex.
Yeah, this is switching like fast.
Yeah, very very interesting. All right, so let's briefly just touch on Oz Family Cigars. All right, so from Osgener, from Kano, right? Kano Osgener started CAO. Those are his initials. We talked about him on a CAO episode. Was it the very first Amazon Basin? Or was it like the CAO Brasilia or something? I can't remember.
It wasn't the basin.
You were on that episode, right?
Right.
So it was after Nick. I think it was last year, last spring, maybe last summer. And so tune into that episode if you want to learn about Kano.
Yeah, because I'm having trouble trying to split the story between him and Avo because I'm like, oh shit, they're almost the same.
Well, yeah. So Kano's a Turkish Armenian American. It wasn't Avo was the same, or maybe he was. So he started CAO. They sold out, and General owns CAO now, right? And then briefly, I think there was Osgener Cigars. Is that right? And then they rebranded into Oz Family Cigars. And I think the son came back. Like he went into something else. He came back, and now it's Oz Family Cigars. And we're just really excited, not just for the heritage, but like if this cigar is any indicator,
Yeah. And
they're doing some interesting stuff.
Yeah, they're based out of Nashville.
Yes,
correct?
Nashville.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nashville. They did a Tennessee cigar last year.
Well, it's a great state, like to do business in. I don't know about if it's great for a cigar company. It's definitely centrally located
Kind of
for
a weird
distribution.
spot, not gonna lie.
There's no income tax, state income tax. There's plenty of labor in a lot of areas. Plenty of people looking for work. Good.
It's a creative state, like literally.
It
creative.
is, yeah. And there's good. What do you call that? Infrastructure. Lots of truck lines and stuff like that. I guess there has to be to get through the
There's
mountains.
hubs out the ass
Yeah.
in Tennessee.
Yeah, there is. So a lot of distribution and stuff that happens out of there. So
FedEx.
yeah, FedEx has a hub there. So that's where Oz Family Cigars comes from. And so you'll hear. I even saw this like advertised for sale on like websites as Osgener whatever. It's not Osgener anymore. Technically, it's Oz Family Cigars. So guess what time it is? Socials and surprises. You are our marketing plan. If you think we add value to the cigar smoking hobby and industry, please like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell, and drop us a line, burnlinepodcast@gmail.com, or go to the show notes down below and click on the link tree. You'll see contact us. That will also set up an email. We would love to hear from you. This is your show, the ultimate consumer-driven cigar podcast. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see more or less of, what you want us to smoke, and we will do our best to make it happen. Email of the week comes from Darkstar Bantha Rider. This is actually a DM from Instagram. Really enjoy the show. As a new cigar smoker, I am learning a lot. I just smoked a redacted, and it was just awful. How can I avoid smoking a crappy cigar? Okay, Darkstar Bantha Rider. So the short answer is you can't. It's going to happen. But there are some things you can do to mitigate your risk, including listening to Burnline Podcast. So here's some advice for you. The first thing is form a relationship with a good tobacconist in your area. We're blessed to work with Tom Cannon, who not only has been doing this for decades, but has a really well-developed palate.
Yeah.
And if you tell him, hey, I really liked this fill in the blank, he'll say, well, try this one then.
Yeah.
Right? And a good tobacconist can do that. The other thing is, if you know what cigars you do like or whatever, you can also Google, well, if I like this cigar, well, I like another one, right? And if you're thinking about trying a cigar, you can also just look it up on YouTube or something and see other folks that have smoked it and what they think about it. Now, that's a lot of work, to be honest with you. If you think about trying to figure out if you're going to like a cigar by thumbing through YouTube or whatever, just getting to the meat of the conversation can be really hard. Not all cigar podcasts go in depth as we do on the actual cigar, right? So my top advice is make friends with your tobacconist.
No, so it's like, if you're going to look for info online, we talked about this the other week, it's like, you may not get the honest answer.
Well, you're really likely to get a watered down. Like, people don't like to say bad stuff about cigars, and I get it. I don't want to shit on anybody's passion project and whatever. But whatever you hear not on Burnline Podcast, just like ratchet it up, and it's probably more accurate.
Right.
Would be my advice. So if they're like, well, it's a tad astringent, it's gonna feel like you're sucking on a fucking lemon, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you for that email of the week. And shout out to Gabriel and Notake7 on YouTube. Thanks for joining the tribe on Insta. New followers, shout out to McClenW80, J Pagonis49, Will J67, Beachin is Best, Paradox Lost 7, Robbie Ellis 27, Naomi, Isla del Puro, HDA Cigars, Jikirian 43, Danny 10251, Exo Cigar, and more. Thank you for joining us online, and of course check out Facebook, Instagram. That's where we hang out for videos, YouTube and Spotify, and for audio, pretty much anywhere that you get podcasts, we are available. So welcome to the family, everybody.
No three-letter agencies?
No three-letter agencies, and we have...
They're just not.
We've got a giveaway for you guys, so check the bottom of the screen. I am scrolling a code and instructions to possibly win this. This is a cigar caddy Herfador. Check this out. It is a single layer Herf, and inside you are going to find something super cool, which is a matching Palio lighter and double guillotine cutter. This could be yours for free. No shipping, no nothing. You don't have to trade all your personal information so we can sell it to Google. All you have to do is follow the instructions on the screen. And why are we doing that? Because our audio-only listeners, we love you, but go check out the video.
Yes.
And go ahead and enter to win. We're going to pick one lucky winner in a week and get you your cigar caddy out. So, Oz Family Cigars, Karatoba, their newest release. Let's do some tasting tips, then we'll take our first break.
All right.
So, where are you at with taste, El Fumo?
That meat component really, I feel like I'm chewing on a steak.
So your meaty component really picked up?
And now I'm getting like a peppery on the retro. Like right at the opening of the nostrils. Yeah,
pepper has picked up a little bit.
There's either cedar.
Yeah, I would say cedar. Here's a tip, though. To really enjoy this cigar, you got to smoke it downwind, because the secondhand smoke it's raunchy. It's like cheap weed almost. Smells like burning your weeds out of your garden, and it does affect the flavor significantly. So try not to inhale that or breathe that in while you're tasting the cigar. That sweet component is so bizarre. It's round in the mouth, like it takes up a lot of space on the palate, and it reminds me of like
clove.
Oh yeah, there is a little clove in here, isn't there?
Yeah, do you feel that? I'm trying to peg it. There's something else in here.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. There's a little. Okay, I think it is time for our first break. When we come back, we will do our tobacconist tip of the week. Don't go away. Angel Solorio.
All right, and we're back with our tip of the week. So since
Just the tip, please.
Yeah. So since we're talking about flavors and palates, something you can do to start training your palate is when you're smoking, have a notebook with you so you can write down what cigar you're smoking and what flavors you taste. So I'm not going to say you're going to be an expert on the first smoke, but it's one way to start training yourself and reminding yourself of, hey, this is what I tasted with this cigar. And then you'll start looking for certain flavors. You'll start be able to notice more things and be like, oh shit. So that's how you can enhance your smoking experience, is by getting the flavors. Smoking a cigar is not just lighting up a piece of leaf and then just burning it. There's more to it. That's why we enjoy this.
Yeah, so the level of enjoyment, is related to the level you put in. And I know a lot of guys that have really got a lot of pleasure out of just keeping a notebook, and they'll thumb back through and be, oh, I remember that cigar, I want to try it again, or I wonder what's like this. Good tobacconist tip of the week. You know what time it is? It is time to open this whiskey. So here we go. Doc Holliday 11yr single barrel.
On the lid.
I'm your Huckleberry. Let's get some nice pours going.
I'll take half of that.
I saw this video clip of this guy shooting a 6-shooter, and then he's just, hitting the hammer, and it shoots off 9. I'm like, okay.
Sir? Here's to us.
Here's to us.
We're
Cheers.
fucking awesome.
We are fucking awesome. It doesn't burn nearly like I would expect something this strong to do.
It's fruity.
Yep, fruity, well-rounded.
Gotta put that down in the low 100s. Just
Yeah.
by the feel of it.
Yeah. Good legs.
This is 116?
Yep.
Something.
Yep.
Doesn't feel like it. But that could also sneak up on you. You're like, oh, this is fine. And then you're like 3 shots in, and you're like, oh, fuck.
I think so. This has a really interesting, honey component to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me kind of if you took, fresh peaches and some apricots and maybe some, muscadine grapes and drizzled honey over them.
Mm-hmm.
There is a musty, muscadine grape, musty sweetness in there that's kind of cool.
Not a lot of iodine or...
No, nothing like that. Of course, it's a bourbon, so wouldn't really expect that. I wonder what the mash bill is, because it doesn't have, the spicy pepper that I'd expect of a rye mash bill.
Mm-hmm.
But this does not... Does it have some rye?
Yeah.
It is not a wheated bourbon. It doesn't taste like that. So it must be a mix of,
Yeah.
wheat and rye. Obviously, 51% or more corn.
It is drying my mouth a bit, though.
Yeah, I'll bet you it is.
Yeah, geez.
That's a lot of alcohol. All right, things are about to get fun up in here. I'll just swap back and forth between that and my 2C premium coffee. The coffee that I can drink any time of day, as long as I don't care if I have to sleep. All right, so today's topic, cigar activities. So it's end of summer.
Oh, yeah.
We're still going to go through some really hot periods, but it's getting nicer. And we've had a few days recently where it's just, this is why you move to the mid-Atlantic region type of weather. And we're going to have more and more of those as we roll into fall. And, of course, it is a great opportunity to get outside. And you might be wanting to enjoy a cigar.
Yeah.
Right? So we put together some activities that combine well with smoking a cigar. And I'll just start with, the obvious one is golfing. So I know I'm not laying anything special on you here. Cigars and golf have a long history ever since The Sopranos. Before The Sopranos. But golfing and cigars go pretty well together. It's light exercise. If you have a golf cart especially, you're not exercising that much, which means you can enjoy a pretty broad range of cigars, without feeling sick to your stomach or something like that. Speaking of sick to your stomach, you might need to keep that cigar up downwind of me because,
Yeah.
I'm not being dramatic. Everybody in this room has an oversensitive palate, or we probably wouldn't have a cigar podcast.
Yeah.
But fair warning, the secondhand smoke on this is skunky.
Yeah.
All right, so we got golf out of the way, but you can't, have a list like this without mentioning, right? Have an outing with the boys and enjoy the sunshine and cooler, summer temps, and enjoy a cigar.
Yeah.
You can even make it a cigar golf outing.
That's right.
Like, we are all going to smoke the same cigar or whatever, or everybody bring a cigar and rotate one left.
Yeah.
Right? You got to smoke the other guy's stick. Something like that. My recommendation, do this with cigar smokers, not golfers. Nobody cares about the golf anyway. If you're not, an attorney or whatever, relax, dude. Relax, Bryce. It's not that big a deal. Bryce, Braxton, Braden, Carroll County white boy names. All right, so number 2 I've got on the list is hiking. So you can combine enjoying cigars with a nice hike through the woods. You want to tailor your cigar here a little bit.
Yes, you do.
Hiking, you've got more exercise going on.
Yeah.
I would not smoke that chef special knuckle sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
A little too strong. You gotta keep that in mind. One thing that I used to do with the boys is we would have a destination hike. Like, I'm hiking up the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
We'd get to the top. It always feels good to conquer something.
Right.
Get to the top, and then you smoke your cigar, have a couple beers. There's always room in the backpack for a couple of beers. Not IPAs, go fuck yourself. But a nice brown ale.
Let's call IPAs what they are. They're the male equivalent of pumpkin spice.
Yeah, it's the male equivalent of a pumpkin spice latte. Yeah. No, but whatever beer you enjoy or something, and then you can sit around until you feel ready to hike back down.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that.
Or a non-alcoholic Michelob Ultra.
Yeah. Also, go fuck yourself. So now there is a caveat here, which is public hiking trails. Most people don't appreciate a bunch of cigar smoke. Be polite.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously.
One thing that I did frequently in Louisville. There's a lot of hiking trails and stuff. There's always a trail nobody's on. Pick that one.
Yeah.
Right. Here we've got Codorus State Park, a few miles away. Great hiking trails up there. Same thing. Like, there's the kind of common, easy, short trails.
Yep.
If you see other people on it, my recommendation would be don't smoke. It's just rude.
Right.
And we don't need you making a bad name for the cigar community out there in the broader community.
We're all being judged the same.
We are, yeah.
Always be a polite smoker.
Always be a polite smoker. Which brings me to number 3, much easier, boating. Boating and cigars go together like boating and cigars. There's no exercise on a boat. I mean, if you're on a sailboat, I'm a sailboat guy, to be honest with you. There's a lot of, I can't even smoke a cigar. I need both hands and whatever, I don't want to be slobbering into my cigar. But if you get a motorboat, not a lot of exercise, right? If you rent a boat, they probably don't allow smoking, so that's out. But go out on the lake. The ocean's a little different. Depending on where you're at, it can be...
might get a little queasy.
It can be really choppy. Yeah, and if you're smoking a heavier cigar or something, not a great combination. But out on the lake, especially a pontoon boat or something, fucking stretch back, same thing. Crack open a cold one,
nice
your favorite, and a cigar. This is the way to go. Get some beautiful people on there and just soak up some sun, enjoy some cigars, decide who's going to skinny dip first, all that fun stuff. And, just a reminder, if you're in a state park, they probably don't allow alcohol.
Correct.
So,
most bodies of water,
well, there's definitely, DUI considerations.
Oh, yeah.
You want to boat safely.
Yeah. And remember, they don't need PC to pull you over on water.
Well, that gets into all kinds of stories about, whether I'm going to let you arrest me today or not. But we're not going to go there on this show.
DNR cops have a lot broader
Yeah.
They do.
tool belt.
They
Yeah,
do.
they do. As I said, you got no PC, you got no privacy on the boat.
Yeah.
So you can't put. Yes, they can. And the Coast Guard's a different story. Don't fuck with them.
The Coast Guard's cool, though. I mean, every once in a while you run into an asshole,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, the Coast Guard's actually pretty cool. Like, they don't need to swing their dick around, I mean, unless you're smuggling coke, then they're a little less cool, But, all right, so the last on my list is actually a really broad category of a bunch of shit that we'll talk about, and that's your backyard.
Yes.
Right? So the best place, in my opinion, the best place to smoke a cigar in the summer is your backyard or somebody else's backyard.
Right.
Right? What can you do fun in the sun while smoking a cigar? First of all, it's your property. So you get to do a lot more than you might
Mm-hmm.
some of these other places. Well, let's start with the good old-fashioned barbecue. You can just sit outside with your friends, some lawn chairs,
Mm-hmm.
suntan lotion, and birds and dogs,
Beer.
some beer.
Alcohol in general.
You
Still,
can have
still not IPA.
still not IPA,
Yeah, correct.
but you can have a party. You can just grill out, hang out with your friends, and enjoy life. And you can make it a cigar party where you're grilling,
Yep.
right?
Set up a TV outside, watch the game.
Sure, yeah.
Any game.
But, this is just the, hey, guys, come on over. We're smoking, we're grilling, we're having fun. And then you have, one of the best portable, but still, engaging sports ever, cornhole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys can bring boards if you don't have boards. You can play seriously, or you can just fucking throw bags at a board while drinking and joking and smoking your cigars. That's a great activity. The regulation is 27 feet, but you can be as far apart or as close as space allows.
Horseshoes.
Horseshoes is on the list as well.
Lawn darts are back.
Problem with horseshoes is they're kind of fixed. They're not really mobile. You could drive some stakes into the ground and not worry about the sand pit part.
Yeah,
But-
they're fine.
They're really bouncy.
Yeah, they are really bouncy.
And they,
But-
win, and they win when they hit you.
Oh yeah.
Every fucking time.
But horseshoes is a viable option. Something a little more portable, badminton. You can get a little badminton set from Walmart for like $15 or something.
Yep.
And you actually can play badminton without a net. Just hit the shuttlecock back and forth. It's one of those like hippie games where you don't have to have a winner, like hula hoop. But it's a lot of fun, Trying to hold a cigar and a beer in one hand and a racket in the other, and we're just playing keep the shuttlecock off the ground. You'd be amazed how much fun you can have with a bunch of folks doing that. Don't get too many Johnny Midases in the equation, because then we'll have to figure out a way to win.
Yeah.
But if you're hanging out with chill folks, there's a lot you can do with just a badminton racket.
Yeah, or play for cigars.
Play for cigars, sure.
Frisbee.
Frisbee?
4 or 6 people in a circle.
Yep, totally.
Plenty of time to puff.
Yep, you can totally do that. You can even just do the beach ball thing. Get in a circle. Keep the beach ball from hitting the ground while drinking and smoking. It's a lot of fun. Right?
Yeah. Or croquet.
Yeah, croquet. I mean, that's not so popular anymore, but it's
fun.
fairly mobile. It's really fun.
It's golf light.
It's golf light. It's super competitive if you're me, but it's not supposed to be. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bocce ball.
Yeah, bocce ball's on
I
the
actually
list.
don't know what that is.
So there's a small ball you toss out there, and then you kind of toss bigger ones out and try to get like as close as you can and whatever, and knock other people's balls away. It's Italian.
Gotcha.
Putting in bocce ball courts
This shit.
behind us.
Yeah, I mean, it's very portable. That's a good
You can play
choice.
until you're way old.
Yeah. Yep. Not super athletic. So all of these are great choices where, you're not going to be huffing and puffing too much
Sort
to
of like
enjoy a
a
good cigar.
shuffleboard, but it's freeform.
Yeah. Freeform shuffleboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then of course the pool. Don't forget the pool. Right now, super not portable.
Yeah.
Somebody in the group has to have a pool.
Yeah.
But if you have a pool, just having a pool party, you can have some like charcuterie board or whatever, finger foods, coolers of beer and whatever, and just splash around. Try not to get your cigar wet. Have fun. Those are all some things that you can do in the backyard, right? So, Tom, Angel, favorite summer activities with a cigar?
Outdoor festivals, like street fairs or something like that.
Okay.
It's fun to do.
Yep. Yeah, they have quite a few of those here in
Oh, yeah.
Westminster. And really, they have the wine stroll, which wine can pair really well with cigars or really terrible. And then they have a beer stroll too, don't they? Beer and barbecue?
Yeah. Wine,
That's
beer, and then oyster strolls the
Oh,
next
yeah.
table.
Yeah, the oyster stroll is really good too. But the beer and barbecue stroll is my favorite for cigars because it's beer and barbecue. It goes with cigars, right? And Tom, you always have a presence, right?
I do, absolutely. Yeah, I'll have the 30-foot outdoor lounge in addition to a selling station, so it's our customers always want the trifecta: eat, drink, smoke, one chair,
Mm-hmm.
and watch the world go by.
Yep.
Great
Yeah,
opportunity.
It's a great hangout, and it's shade from the sun, protection from the rain. Sometimes we have some drizzle and stuff like that, and a chance to sit down. So it's a great, just a great experience. Tom, summer activities, smoking?
Definitely all about the backyard, barbecue, or as it goes later tonight, throw a little fire pit out,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause then you can transition from mild or medium into the full-bodied smoky stuff.
Yep.
Now you're drinking a Lefroy or
Yeah, great.
Talisker.
Yeah.
Shit, camping. Fucking camping.
Camping?
Oh, it's
Yep.
great.
Yeah, the last time that I went to Codoris, I got 3 spots
Oh, yeah.
so that I could have 2 empty spots next to me. They fucking, each camping spot is like the size of this room.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nose to tail. I'm like, this ain't fucking camping anymore, right? So I got 3 so that I could be in the middle one and nobody around me. So, yeah, I'm that guy.
You should at least have 50 feet to the next tent.
I feel like, and trees in between. Like,
Don't
I
want to
wanna-
hear you, don't want to smell you.
Yeah. And then the time before that, my dad was staying up there,
Mm-hmm.
and we're having an okay time. And then, like, just as the sun's starting to dip down and we're getting the fire ready, this Suburban full of Mexicans pulls up into the next one, and it was all downhill from there. I mean, you had the mariachi music and 17 kids running around playing Cowboys and Indians or whatever they were playing. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, the campsites are like 15 feet away from each other. Like, I love being part of your family right now. Nice food. They're like grilling, what do you call that? Like, carnitas?
Oh, carne asada.
Yeah. I'm like, I hadn't planned on being part of your family, but they're like, hey, come on, go get some food. So,
Which is why you always take extra cigars.
yeah. Or, like me, just buy out all the campsites around you. So.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for our topic of the day. Some summertime activities and fun with cigars. I think we should touch on the cigar again before we go to break. So I'm like halfway through. I will say that I know I'm doing a lot of gabbing, but you're like fucking right at the end of your cigar. So why don't you talk about your flavor, because I'm kind of haven't moved much.
Super meaty. Just super meaty. Like a smoky flavor. Like a smoked sweet flavor. And then the alcohol just kind of like brings that out.
Yeah, I'm getting like burnt steak tips with some kind of like, almost like if you glazed it with some kind of like honey glaze and then
Yeah.
stuck it in the smoker, and all that smoke stuck to the glaze.
Yeah.
Really interesting, and like such a different cigar from when we first lit it up. You know, you can tell it's the same cigar, but the flavor has changed dramatically.
Kind of reminds me of Stubbs Hickory Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if some of the sweet comes from the factor of 10 years ago I toured Drew Estate's Esteli operation and their warehouses. You know, Drew Estate does not grow any tobacco other than what's in the flower bed in front of the place. But they buy tobacco from all over the world. One of the interesting things I noticed was that depending on where the tobacco comes from is what the bale is wrapped in. Sumatran Indonesian was made from reeds. So you've got a sweet, grassy tone that can't help but get infused into the tobacco.
Yeah, it could be. But now that you mention it, like that wood component, like it is hickory now, right? It wasn't before.
No, it wasn't.
But it is like a hickory wood now.
Yeah.
Really interesting. And I was going to say mesquite.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, why don't we take our second break? When we come back, we will do our cigar news of the week. Keep your dial locked in to Burnline Podcast. Cigar news of the week with Angel Solorio.
All right. Hey, news of the week. It's that time of year again for your collection.
What do we got?
Las Calaveras is shipping.
Las Calaveras is shipping. Isn't it a little late? Isn't it usually July?
Yeah. They announced. Remember they had a delay?
Oh yeah, that's right. You mentioned that on the news of the week.
Yes, they did.
Wow,
it was a delay. Was it a fire or was it the shortage? It was one
I
of
don't
the
know.
two.
But the only question anybody really cares about with Las Calaveras is what color is it this year?
What is that? Emerald green? No, not emerald green. Like
that is like hunter green.
Hunter green?
Yeah. It's a good green.
Yeah.
Good British. It looks British.
Morgan
British
green.
this year. Yeah, it's Morgan green. Yeah.
Morgan green. So we're gonna call it Morgan green.
Morgan green.
It's a proper green.
Yes, it's very proper.
It's a proper.
Yes, proper green.
So yeah, Las Calaveras is gonna be shipping, and obviously you know how they offer it. I don't need to go into details. Everybody fucking knows.
Yep.
So
That's a really collectible cigar, and one thing I like about the Las Calaveras, they're always pretty good. I mean, obviously everybody's palate's different, but they're different.
Yeah.
I mean, like sometimes dramatically different year to year.
Yeah.
So it's a good collectible. Buy two every year.
Yeah.
Put one in your humidor, smoke one.
San Andreas, obviously, and
They're
then
affordable.
honestly, the sampler's pretty worth it. $58 for all, which is the sampler's all 4 Vitolas.
4 Vitolas for
Yeah.
$58. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
So like I said, highly collectible. I don't know if it comes in a tin or not, or in a bag, like a wrap bag.
I don't know.
Humidor pack.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it comes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I know like the box and the cigar are collectible themselves.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right, and this one hits close to home for you, sort of. It's kind of a confusing article. Not the article, but the situation. So Arturo Fuentes and Mirror fell end distribution agreement.
Yeah. So this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
I don't even know what you're going to say, but I know that's going to be huge for Cameroon.
Yes.
it's a big deal for the country of Cameroon, because Fuente buys all of the premium Cameroon wrapper. Anybody else that sells a Cameroon, they're getting seconds.
Yeah.
Apparently that monopoly is over, and I'm not sure, about the background information.
Yeah, the details are.
I do know the Mirafels are, just deserve a ton of respect for preserving and resurrecting Cameroon tobacco. Like, without that family, we wouldn't have all the Cameroon wrappers. I also know that some of the best cigars in existence and some of the best cigars in Fuente's catalog have a Cameroon wrapper, including cigars like the Hemingway. You know, possibly the best expression of Cameroon ever, right? But a lot of other people want Cameroon, and
open it up to the market.
apparently
Let
that's
the
what they're
market
doing.
sort itself out.
Apparently that's what they're doing. So this is it could be
Fuente and Oliva are going to go up in price.
probably that's what it means. Probably Fuentes and Olivas with Cameroons are going up in price.
Mm-hmm.
So it was also though like it's not unexpected. You can't sort of have a basically like imagine that you're buying I don't know. Let's just say you're buying Maryland crabs and nobody likes crabs. It's poor people food. But people start. Oh, that's actually really good. It starts to get popular. Once your agreement to buy everything this fisherman brings in, once it's up, it doesn't get renewed because now other people want it too.
Yeah.
Free market, prices go up, profits go up. It's good. Hashtag capitalism, right? So it was bound to happen. Although the deets on the agreement and contract were so airtight, nobody knew when it was coming up. Well, they do now,
Yeah.
right?
But even some of the deets are still kind of.
That monopoly
Oh,
lasted a long time.
A long time, yeah. And I think the scuttlebutt, which I don't share a ton of scuttlebutt on this show because you never know, right? But the scuttlebutt with the asterisk, this is gossip in the industry, but the scuttlebutt was the Fuentes actually invested a significant amount of capital to help the Mirabells increase production and distribution, and that's why they sort of got a sweetheart deal. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's
Makes sense.
some common gossip. Yeah. And it was bound to come to an end, and I haven't heard any indication that there's anything negative about the situation at all.
Yeah.
That anybody's upset or whatever. I think it was the natural end to a natural partnership that had an end date, to the contract and agreement. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, I think. But I think Tom's right. Ultimately, all we're going to experience is... And Fuentes need an adjustment, dude.
Yes, they do.
I mean, they're due for an adjustment. I can't believe that, like, a standard Hemingway isn't $17 or $18. When you look at cigar prices nowadays,
Oh, will be next year.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. Alright, up next, CI is going to be opening up 2 new stores in 2 prime locations. One is just outside Universal Studios Orlando,
Interesting choice.
and then the other one, I'm not sure how this. Okay, you're better with Kentucky geography. It's going to be just outside of Cincinnati, south of Cincinnati. So it's in Kentucky, but it's South Cincinnati, I guess.
Okay, so that's kind of like here's Louisville, here's Lexington,
Yeah.
here's Cincinnati, sort of like that. Makes sense. I know
So
the major. Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the major UPS hub for airplanes is Louisville's airport.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great place for a warehouse because from Louisville by truck, you can reach 90% of the U.S. population overnight with a regular ground truck. So it's that one makes sense. And I'm guessing the Orlando one is just to serve South Central Florida. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of cigar consumption down there.
Right, clearly.
You know.
Yeah.
They're throwing down some old school stores
Mm-hmm.
in Orlando.
Not too so, Cigars International has done some good stuff, but for me personally, I prioritize brick and mortar because the lounge experience is to me inseparable from cigars, and I don't like undercutting brick and mortars, and I don't like
Right.
some of these bigger companies have bought so much stock that they actually go back to the manufacturer and say, I'm going to renew my order, but at this lower price point. Right? And the manufacturer gets stuck because they're like, well, if I don't sell it to them, I'm not going to sell it. Right? I don't like that kind of game. So that's me personally. Obviously, I've got the whole business thing going on, and so I have my own unique perspective on stuff. But so CI is getting bigger.
Yeah, they're just going to
Shots fired.
They're
Shots
gonna
fired.
keep expanding. We need a C. Okay, CI is a fun place to visit physically.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the online store, CI does provide an experience.
Aren't they in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, dude, but they're
Oh, yeah.
fucking Hamburg. Though. That's an hour and a
Yeah.
half drive.
That is
Like,
a long drive.
Okay, I get the location because for those of I don't know, just Google Hamburg.
It's a good day trip from here.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna hang out with some buddies all day,
Mm-hmm.
it's an hour and a half, 2 hour drive from Westminster. Go
Yeah.
up early,
Yeah.
smoke, eat, drink.
Yeah, the thing
So
with
be back home in time for dinner.
Hamburg has got some good places to eat too.
right.
You know.
And as big as the place is, you can fit like 6 of them inside the Cabela's next door.
Yeah.
Right.
So the thing with Hamburg, the reason it's there, like technically in the middle of nowhere, it's right off of 81, and there's nothing but warehouses because
Yeah.
like, hey, it's a hub area.
Yeah.
So like that's why CI is there because of the accessibility. Yes, it's
Yeah.
far, but you can go in any fucking direction.
Yeah.
From
Gorgeous
there.
facility, but you know, I know what it takes to fill a place like that. You know, 300 to 500 people if you count the outside space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do that about 3 times a year.
Yeah.
yeah. It is a fun place to go to though.
It is,
So-
absolutely.
I think
All right. What else do you got for us?
All right, League of Fat Bastards is releasing the Skinny Bastarda.
Okay, so for starters, major cool points for naming yourself League of Fat Bastards. Okay, that's right up there with Shikaka. You know, like just caution to the wind. We are fucking going all in on the branding. Okay, so the League of Fat Bastards is releasing a Skinny Bastard.
Bastarda.
Well, that's just bastard in
That in
Spanish.
Spanish, but no, female. So, which is an ode to the females in the cigar industry.
Hey, that's pretty cool. You want to know something about tard?
Okay.
That is a legitimate suffix in English.
Mm-hmm.
We just have experienced it so infrequently we're not aware of it,
Yeah.
right? Like if you said illy, we'd be like, oh yeah, everyone knows that illy is a suffix in English, right? So is tard, and it means much or too much.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, mustard is mus and tard, and mus for must means like pungent.
Mm-hmm.
Mustard literally means too pungent,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of pungent. Bastard is actually bass and tard, and bass,
Too much fish.
no, no, in Old Middle English referred to lust or passion.
Mm-hmm.
And so a bastard was literally the result of too much passion or too
Right.
much lust. So apparently custard is what happens when you swear like me.
Yeah.
So you get custard.
This has now become a
Linguistics.
podcast. Add it to the portfolio.
Add it to the portfolio.
All right, so they worked with Raquel and Patricia Quesada of Quesada. So
Oh,
this
yeah,
is a cool.
excellent cigars.
So yeah, this is a collab.
Interesting.
So this is a cool collab. So like yes, most of our cigar names are like AJ or like what we were talking about, Aroa. There's a lot of male blenders and all this, and it's like well, there's also females.
Oh sure,
working
yeah.
in the industry.
There's some really, really skilled females in the
You
industry.
guys just met one 2 weekends ago.
Quesada, to me, is the Lotus of the cigar industry. So if you're into cars, there's the names everybody's heard of. Like Fuente is Mercedes, and
Yeah.
Plasencia is BMW or whatever. But in the car industry, you have Lotus that makes phenomenal sports cars that are so fun to drive, but a lot of people haven't heard of them. And to me, Quesada's in that group where they make really, really good cigars, but they're not this big, giant name brand everybody knows of. So to have those guys involved, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is an undisclosed blend. So no details there.
Ecuadorian filler.
So it's going to be offered in a 5 1/4 by 42 Corona.
Oh,
So
love it.
MSRP of 5 count packs of $40, so $8 a stick. So and in 20 count bundles. So we'll see. That's all they
Okay.
gave me. That's the only details.
No pricing
That's it. I just gave you $40 for a 5 count or $8.
of what's Vitola though.
That Corona. That's all. That's all.
It
you
only
get.
comes in the Corona.
Corona.
Okay. All right.
So it makes sense. Like
So that's what, 9? $8 a stick?
$8.
$8 a stick? Yeah.
So
That's
like I said, 20
really
count,
approachable.
Which I think the 20 count bundles are the retailer ones, and then you can buy them in 5 packs.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
So, all right, that's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you for that cigar news of the week. We are smoking the latest cigar from Oz Family Cigars. This is the Karatoba. We are smoking the 5x52 Robusto. And man, this has been a really interesting journey because we haven't smoked a truly complex cigar in a long time on the show. And man, this one was just changing flavors and changing flavors. And here are some tasting notes that I took. So sweet and savory, it really started out with that. There was a section in there where it really turned into beef stew, complete with like a red sauce, like a tomato-based sauce. There's some mixed nuts in there, like a nutty flavor, but you can't really pin it down. Some maple, some salt, some earth, some pepper, and you mentioned like the meaty flavor really picked up, near the end. So the stew kind of left the beef. The tomato-ish flavor is completely gone in the final third. Just honestly a fascinating smoke, really interesting blend, and we'll talk more about that in the rating. So why don't we go ahead and jump into ranking this cigar?
Let's do it.
And we will start with presentation. So I think the cigar itself, with the footband and the band, really beautiful and well done. Completely coherent, and I'm picky. You guys know that. I'm over here like, well, the white text doesn't go. Okay, so that's the artistry side or whatever. But for this particular cigar, the cigar itself, like the wrapper and everything, also beautiful. Right, so that's really good. Now the box is, I think, mid. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It also doesn't like jump out at you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just...
Yeah, I'll post it up there for folks to see. It does have a nice flip out card for display on retail, and of course there is the retailer's barcode on the footband, which makes it really easy, for the retailer. So I've got I really have the presentation at a 7. Beautiful cigar, beautiful bands. The box doesn't jump out and smack you in the face. There's nothing wrong with it either.
It's just like black lacquer. I like the lacquer.
Yeah, it's nice. It's coherent.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a 7. What do you think, Angel?
I agree, 7-8. It's just a classic box. It's not like, hey, look at me. So.
Yeah, like I think the cigar on its own is 7.5, something like that. Like it's a strong 7. I think the box is like a strong 6, so I'm going with 7. Okay. Tom, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's certainly a pretty band, but somehow it just doesn't quite pop just enough.
Yeah, I hear you. And from a retailer's perspective, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like this is something that's going to jump off the shelf and say, buy me.
That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah. Okay. So 7, 6, 4, 5 is average.
I give it a 6.5.
All right. So you were 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
You're 6.5. We'll do 7.
Okay.
Fair. So that brings us to construction. Construction is a little different from the others because we usually start with 10 and start taking points off, right? The burn was fantastic. It was even. The smoke output was just about perfect. The draw was just about perfect. No issues with cutting it, no pinholes, no, just even aesthetics on the exterior. I can't think of a reason to not give it a 10.
Yeah, it gets a 10.
It's a 10?
Yeah.
I think so. All right, that brings us to price, and this is a box press Robusto. One of the things I like about box press is you're actually getting a little bit more tobacco than the rain gauge says, but 5x52 and at an MSRP of $13 is not cheap. So we said 13 is the break-even point for Toro these days. Below 13 is below sort of average. Above 13 is above average. Well, this is a Robusto priced at 13. Although I will say that the difference in price between the Robusto and like the Gordo is like less than $1. And so maybe there's a little more value on the bigger ones. I don't know. We're judging this cigar. And so I'm kind of like at a 4 for price. I don't think, like, this is a cigar, if you're a cigar geek, fucking smoke it, dude. Like, it's different. It's unique. Go get one. But if we're talking about value, there's a lot of Robustos I can buy that are way less. Am I going to pick this one off the shelf? Man, I don't know. Probably I will because it's new. But am I going to buy a second one? And the answer to that is, I probably will at some point. This is really a unique flavor journey. But the value is just not there at $13. I think at $11, it's a real value. So I'm kind of at a 4. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. So, like, we're nerds. We know who Oz is. We know who the Oz family is, Oz and her family is. If you're not a cigar nerd, you're not really jumping at this like, whoa, look at this new release.
Well, it might even work against them.
Yeah.
Like, Oz family, who the fuck is that?
Right.
Kind of thing.
We know who they are.
Right. So what you're basically saying is, if it was a $13 Plasencia, it would be a different game.
Yeah, $13 Rocky, $13,
yeah.
Name everybody.
Even as a Robusto, it would be different.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point, man.
And
Thanks
it's
for
not
bringing
shit
that up.
that on them. It's just like, we're nerds.
Reality.
Yeah, we're nerds. We know who they are.
Tom, coming from a retailer
I would
perspective,
say the same thing, because even though, yes, the cigar nerds know who they are, you're essentially rebranding. This is a new company.
Yeah.
Nobody knows anything about them on average. Sounds like this is not an everyday smoker.
Yeah.
This is, a flavor experience, yada, yada, yada. As a retailer, that tells me I'll buy 1 box.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, and, once we get into the $13 range, god damn, the competition.
Yep.
I mean,
a million of them.
there's so many. And it's a Robusto. Like, you gotta imagine all the Fuente products that are cheaper than this, that are a known quantity. At $13, isn't that like the Cosecha 151 Robusto is like $13?
Yep.
That's some stiff competition. A name like Plasencia's.
Yeah.
So 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I bet in a couple years, it's like, oh, everybody's going to start picking it up. They just got to break through.
Yeah,
Sounds like it also might be a kind of cigar that age is going to change it.
I think so. I really want to put one of these in my humidor and smoke it in a year and see, what changes. Although it is well aged, you're right. It was only the first inch, but there was some harshness in the back that I think might go away with some age. So that brings us to flavor. And, my commentary on the flavor is, first and foremost, man, I haven't smoked a cigar like this. I don't know if I've smoked one ever. It is complex. It changes flavor. The negatives, some of the flavors really fight with each other. There was a section right there in the first half of the middle third where the savory, meaty beef stew flavor and the sweetness were just fucking fighting each other on my palate. I could focus on one or the other. It didn't make a coherent whole flavor, right? That would probably be the only negative or drawback I could say. But for the rest of it, it's not too strong. I don't think it's really a beginner cigar.
No, it's definitely not.
Somebody that's been smoking even, for a short while, though, this is a real safari of flavors.
Yeah, it definitely creeped into a 7.
It did, yeah. Yeah, it did. It went from maybe low mid-6 to like 7, maybe low 7s.
Yeah.
The strength picked up. And then the body is a little deceptive because it's like mid-full.
Yeah.
It's not super thick and chewy, although there's good smoke output. And so the strength is a little bit heavier than the body, right? So flavor, man, this is a tough one for me. I think I'm at like a 7.
I agree.
Because there were some issues, with the flavor that I can pick on. But it's way better than average. Like, this is unique. That's hard to do nowadays, right? So, 7?
Yeah, I agree.
And that brings us to experience. Well, that's a toughie. I mean, so nowadays $13 is, there's not a ton of cigars below that.
Right.
Especially in Maryland. Now, I imagine you're paying 14 something for this in most establishments in Maryland, right? That does change the dynamic a bit. I don't think you're, fishing or something where you could wreck your cigar by accident. When you get to moderate exercise, like walking the dog or something, it's iffy. It's on the line.
Yeah.
I can see this really being a burden if you start to exercise.
Yeah. Definitely not a yard worker.
It depends. Yeah, I don't think like raking and stuff like that. Maybe some light gardening type of stuff. But absolutely barbecue. And by the way, the flavor profile, I think this would go great with barbecue. Backyard fire pit, football game maybe, hanging out with the guys, lounge smoker. But then also it kind of fails on the top end too. I think you could golf with it too, by the way. If you have a cart. If you're hauling your bags, it's a little strong for that kind of exercise. But it's also not nice enough to like, hey, congrats on the promotion or wedding or whatever, something like that. Right? So it's got a nice, well-rounded middle range. And then for us in the lounge where we're experiencing it, I think this is a great environment to like, you're with cigar nerds, you're exploring flavors and stuff like that, and it's new, and it doesn't disappoint because it's so different.
Yep.
Right? So I've got an 8 for experience. I'd be interested, where you're at in experience.
Yeah, I'm definitely at an 8. This is definitely one of the most weirdest and different cigars. Like that flavor changing is definitely unique. So I'm at an 8 as well.
Yeah, I think it was a nice treat for us to pick up a complex cigar because we haven't smoked one in a while on the show.
Yeah.
And the flavor's totally different. Like this is a new thing. It's not similar or reminiscent to me of a lot of other sticks.
Right.
Some like unofficial amateur polling online, a lot of folks really like this cigar. So that brings the final score for the Oz Family Cigars Karatoba, their latest release, to 36.
Nice.
So got in the high 30s. Well done, Oz Family Cigars. We're really looking forward to your success.
Yeah, we are.
Some more cigars like this. And of course, we were smoking the cigar just by itself to start out, and then we paired it with some 2C premium coffee. The coffee always goes.
Yeah.
It's really hard to fuck up a cigar and coffee combo. And then we broke out the Doc Holliday 11yr single barrel. This is definitely a sipping bourbon at 116 proof. I had a finger, and that was enough.
Oh, yeah.
Out of a Glencairn, so that doesn't hold a ton. Delicious.
Yeah.
That is expensive, hard to find. It's not expensive like my Michter's Celebration Mash 2017 expensive.
Yeah.
But it ain't cheap. It is hard to find. If you can get your hands on a bottle, I highly recommend it. If you're a bourbon guy, it's also unique.
Yes.
So it was kind of cool to pair a bourbon that don't taste like other bourbons with a cigar that don't taste like other cigars.
Yeah. I thought it was going to come in a box. Like the...
like the display?
Like the wider... Was it wider?
No, it was the other Doc Holliday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, but that was the 10-year and it wasn't single barrel.
Okay.
And this is actually a little bit more than that whole pistol was.
Yeah.
So that's all for you this week on Burnline Podcast. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget about the giveaway. You could win this cigar caddy with a matching Palio cutter and lighter. We're so excited to give that away. And for that and more awesome, cool stuff, always, every week,
Yes.
Burnline Podcast. Keep it smoking, my friends.